we're going to ask a question, and that question is as follows. What is a CPN used for? Just a simple question, isn't it? See, it said didn't find any results on what a CPN is used for, but I'm going to ask the question, but we're not doing VPN, so we're going to make sure CPN. Now, the problem is I don't know what the stupid C stands for. And that's the problem. Let's see. Let's do it that way. I'll do that. And it's saying it's not finding any results, so let's do this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just because you type something in Google or Yahoo or Bing or GoDaddy or any of these sites doesn't mean it's always going to give you the answer. Let's see. Copy. Yeah, see, this is thinking it's a nurse. Used for service, used for Medicare, used for Social Security. Let's do this. Yeah, see, it has the right thing. So what I have to do is this right here. Because, and I'm using this browser, I should have already had Google set up as my main search engine. I'd rather use Google than Yahoo. Yahoo is literally horrible for searches. And yes, I'm actually criticizing Yahoo. I'm criticizing Bing. And again, I'm not a big fan of Google, but I tell you one thing, when I type something in Google, I get 751, pay attention, 1,000 results for one credit privacy number. Sorry. See, and it gave me your one-way ticket to jail, credit privacy numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do it wrong, credit privacy numbers is getting a CPN legal. We've already done videos on this. CPNs you can buy online are not illegal. Assigned credit protection numbers. Instead, they are usually stolen. They're not stolen Social Security numbers, taken from children or deceased. No, ladies and gentlemen, when you do get it from someone who doesn't do the work the correct way, then they are someone else's. But let me explain. That's not what we do. The numbers we give you, the numbers we provide, the numbers we register are numbers we register. So Social Security will never use them. Why? Because they're already being used. You created it first. That's what we're doing. We're creating numbers that Social Security is not using, and you're using it first. So you have first rights. First in line, first in right. That is the maxim of law. So our numbers that we provided for each one of you are legal. Now, if you go out there to those companies who are charging people, whoo, doggy, they charge a whole lot of money for one of these because of what they can do. See, their credit privacy numbers, also referred to as a CPN, is marketed as a 9-digit personal identification number that you can use in lieu of your Social Security number to help protect your privacy in certain credit documents. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just protecting your privacy, but a person can also help maintain their credit by correcting or getting time to make corrections to their credit. Now, I'm interested in this because can I use the CPN to buy a car? It depends. Okay? And I'm interested in those two other questions up there. A CPN number is completely free, which means you do not need to spend any money to get your very own CPN number. Go ahead and try to get one. Okay? Literally, go ahead and try to get one and see if you can get one for free. If you don't know what you're doing, it will not work. Okay. Can you go to jail for using a CPN number? Yes, you can go to jail using a CPN number. Credit profile, credit personal numbers are illegal. That is a lie. And this is K10.com. Let me go ahead and read this so that you guys will know, because you need to know the pros, the cons, the ins and outs. Can't just say something and walk away. I can't just tell you it's legal and not give you the cons, not give you what other people are saying, because if you don't have both sides of the story, how can you come to a rational and complete understanding? Okay? Now it says read the criminal charges here. You'll find that this Calvin Wayne Cade Jr., 28, of Oklahoma, has been sentenced to 18 months in prison for using a credit profile number, or CPN, to falsely report his social security number in credit application, announced by Robert Tolster, U.S. Attorney. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you there's a lot more to it. It says falsely reporting his social security number. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't falsely report a social security number. There is no law requiring you to have a social security number. There is no law requiring them, any company, to demand your social security number. Remember, it's against the law to demand someone produce a social security number, so that's a lie. I just put it's against the law for someone to demand someone produce an SSN. That's all I put in the search bar. Of course, it's going to take me to Yahoo, and I should be putting it in this search bar because this is Google search bar right here. All right, that worked. I said it's against the law. There is no law to prevent businesses from asking for your social security number. You may be denied services if you don't give me your social security number. Ladies and gentlemen, that's California.gov that's saying that. That's a lie. That's a lie, and I can't tell you the law because I don't remember it. I know it's 74 something in the law. Originally, social security numbers were created to track restricted social security numbers, federal, state law restricting use. No, we don't want the restricting use. We want there it is, the Privacy Act, 1974. Like I said, I knew 74 was in it. For Social Security provisions of the Privacy Act also provided holding. The Privacy Act provides that no cause of action against the state not requesting anyone's social security number, the clerk receive documents for blah, blah, blah. They cannot demand you give a social security number. Why? Because there is no law requiring you to need a social security number for anything. They cannot require you to have a social security number to get a driver's license. Why? Why? Ladies and gentlemen, it is simply like this. A social security number is a private number. It is not a public number. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure you guys understand that. Social security number is a private number. It's your private securities number. It is not a public number. You do not have to provide that because social security number does not identify you. There is nothing in a social security number to identify you. Now don't go repeating me to nobody, because if you don't know what you're saying, it doesn't work. Okay? Now, I did have a document where we included the actual law in it that spoke about the privacy and how no government or government agency, yeah, because that's exactly the point, privacy laws. No one can demand you sit up there and disclose your social security number. No government agency. I've had courts tell me that I had to supply the why, so you can get access to my account. No, I don't need to give you my social security number so you can debit my social security account. Thank you. Now, what is a CPN? CPN is abbreviation for credit profile number. A credit profile number is a secondary number. Now, they say used to commit fraud. No, it's not used to commit fraud. Look, ladies and gentlemen, fraud means that someone intentionally withheld information and intentionally misled someone. So that individual who used that number literally signed a document where he said that The information contained therein was believed to be true and correct, to the best of his knowledge, under penalty of perjury. That's why he goes to jail, because his intentions at that moment was to lie. Because the document asked for his social security number. When they asked for my social security number, I said, no, you get the last four, and that's all you're going to get. Because I'm not required to give you the whole thing. Whole thing! Now, I will say, Robinhood, the app, the trading app, asked for my social security number the other day, and I gave it to them. Why? Because they didn't care. Told you, I put my social security number out on the internet. Did that in 2012. So, this is for SATCOMM members who received the CPN number. Okay? It says, in reality, a CPN is someone else's social security number, and thus the use of a CPN is aggravated identity theft. It's someone else's social security number when you use someone else's social security number, when you just create it out of thin air. We create the number, then we verify that the number is not being used. Okay? By nobody. Why? Because we're not going to put people in that position. That is not our intent. That's why I say we create the numbers. Social Security doesn't create the numbers. Look, Social Security numbers are 9 digits long. That's 999 million possibilities. There haven't been 999 million Americans. Just follow me. Social Security numbers are only for Americans. Now, a deceased person is a closed account. We would not use a deceased person's social security number because that would make you somebody you're not. We're not creating credit profile numbers to create an avatar of somebody who's passed. Okay, CPNs are illegal if you're going to be using someone else's number. Yes, you can go to jail. However, this is what they are not saying. Okay, the article delves deep into the laws surrounding the so-called CPNs and how the concept originated. What happened is some people did not know the technicalities of CPN. And when they didn't know the technicalities of CPNs, what did they do? They just did CPNs, thinking it was okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to CPNs and why they're used and what you can do with a CPN that you received. Sorry. That's my address, y'all. Let's do this right here. Let's do that. And this is going to probably take me to Yahoo, and it didn't. It took me to where it was supposed to. Okay, 9-digit number that is formatted just like a social security number. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. This lets you know that I can prove that I'm talking about what I'm supposed to talk about. A CPN, or credit privacy number, let me make it larger for you so y'all can see it, is a 9-digit number that's formatted just like a social security number. 999 million possibilities. Just remember that. 999 million possibilities. And so we choose one of those 999 million possibilities that has not been used before. Okay. Just like a social security number. It may also be called a credit profile number. Okay. Or credit protection number. Now, what do CPNs, where do they normally come from? Okay, where do CPNs normally come from? Why do they normally do CPNs? Well, usually people who are in witness protection programs, they create a CPN for, not a social security number, a CPN. Look, prior to 9/11, you were able to go to the Social Security Administration and fill out a new application for a social security number. And you could receive a new social security number. I have done that. I have 5 social security numbers. Now, there is nothing illegal about having 5 social security numbers. The problem is when you use 2 of those at the same time, or 3 of them at the same time, or all 5 at the same time. Now you're committing fraud. Why? Because you can only be one person at a time. You cannot be two. Me, myself, and I. It ain't got nothing to do with no me, myself, and I. Well, I'm the taxpayer, I'm the householder, and I'm a dependent. Oh, shut up. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That's for those of you who want to get technical. The system is not designed for that type of technicality. Look, the truth about CPNs and credit protection or privacy numbers. Let's do the truth. You can't be two persons at one time. I have successfully used a CPN. When they arrested me, I was using the CPN. They had my CPN card with my CPN number on it. They knew about it. We talked about it. There were no charges. Why? Because I stopped using the Social Security number intentionally. Why? Because I wasn't going to put you all through something that I wasn't willing to put myself through. I didn't have to explain nothing to anybody. Nobody questioned me on it. So let's do this, y'all. If you're suggesting with poor, if you're struggling with poor credit scores, and you know that you can pose plenty of such can pose plenty of challenges. A poor credit score can keep you from getting approved credit and credit card and a car loan and making rent and apartment finding and hunting difficulty. So when you see an ad promising you can start over with a new credit history by getting a CPN, it may seem like the answer to your prayers, but is it? Now, let's do this because, of course, this is Experian. Experian don't want you doing CPNs. They don't want you doing CPNs, so let's go ahead and let's finish reading. CPNs are credit profile numbers or credit privacy numbers, is a 9-digit number that is formatted just like a Social Security number. It may also be called a credit profile number or a credit protection number. Companies sell CPNs to customers, marketing them as the ways to hide their bad credit history or bankruptcy. Ladies and gentlemen, first, you don't have to hide bankruptcy. If you have any bankruptcy reported on your credit report, you go and you contact them and say, hey, excuse me, you're reporting a fraudulent charge on my on my credit report. You need to remove that. What fraudulent charge is it? That bankruptcy. Oh, that's a legitimate charge, really, because the bankruptcy court clerk has told me that they haven't reported anything to your offices. So where are you getting that information from? See, they get it from Pacer or other services. I'll be doing a video showing you guys the other service in a moment. Okay? But that's what they do. They do the search through the court system and they see that you've had a bankruptcy and they report it on your credit report. That's illegal. They cannot do that because they're getting it from a third party. They have to verify and validate anything being reported on your credit report. That hasn't been verified or validated. They're getting it from a third party. That's illegal. Even the courts can't use Pacer to document anything. And those of you who think the courts can sit up there and use Pacer to prove something, that is a lie. Pacer is not the official source for the court. They're just a subcontractor that the court has contracted with to store their files. That's it. But it's not the official source. Okay. Look, these companies also claim that you can use a CPN instead of a Social Security number to apply for credit with your new identity. Now, it says they also claim. It didn't notice the wording. It says they also claim. It didn't say they falsely claim. Yes, you can use the CPN instead of your credit, not to apply for credit. No. With your new identity. You're not applying for credit. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you already have credit. The bank is not giving you credit. The bank can't lend its own credit. Don't take my word for it. Go and do the law. Research it. So they're not lending me credit. I'm using my own credit. And by the way, please understand. Let me do this so that you guys, I just want to make sure you guys understand that you have to know what you're doing. You have to know how to be able to explain. Give me 1 second for my computer to catch up. My computer is moving a little bit slow, and that's because I have a lot of stuff going on. Okay, we're doing the usage method. There was this thing known as the usage method. Many of you have heard about it. Oh, there it ain't. It ain't here. Oh, this is Yahoo again. God. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta change that search engine on that page. I'll have to create another page because that right there, this is California courts. So let's go ahead and do the usage method. We can look at any one of these because they're usage versus order of a name method. Let's go here. I want you guys to see something because you're gonna find, I promise you're gonna find something very interesting here. I thought it was gonna explain. I thought it was gonna explain, but it doesn't. It doesn't do it. I thought it was gonna give me that information. Let's do name change. We're just gonna click on that because I just need this page. We're gonna go down to the. Is it here? Nope, it's not here. Nope, that is not. That is not what I'm looking for. So give me a second. I'm gonna click on the other one. They've changed the website. So normally I'd be able to go right to it, but that's okay. We can make the adjustment because it hasn't changed. We're gonna go here. This should be at the bottom of the page, ladies and gentlemen. The very bottom of this page is where it should be. The notes section. This right here. We're gonna bring it up so you can see it. It says in California, because California is a common law state, you generally have the right to change your name simply by using the new name in all aspects of your life, also known as the usage method. Well, this new name, that social security number is not associated with it, so technically it would be illegal for you to claim that the social security number belongs to this new name. So should you not have a new number to go with the new name? I'm just saying, that's all. But with a few exceptions, the government agencies required a court order for official proof of a name change. So getting a court order is the best way to make sure you legally, not lawfully, legally change your name. The reason why this usage method is there is because California is a common law state. You have the right to be whatever and whomever you want to be at any given time. If you can't say you're a doctor because a doctor is a profession, a legal, pay attention to the word, legal profession means statutory. Legal means statutory, lawful means constitutional or common law. Like I said, let me get my mouse. In California, you have the common law right to change your name. That's what that's saying. You can change your name at any time. So when these individuals are saying this, please understand that a person can change their name, and that is a new identity. And according to California, you can do it anytime you want. You just have to start using a new name. Now, am I advocating this? Is SATCOMM, SAA, or SITCOM advocating this? No. We provide the CPNs. The individuals are free to do with that new number that belongs to them whatever they want. Now hold on. Let's know, do CPNs really help with bad credit? Companies selling CPNs market them as replacement social security numbers. There's no way in the world I'm telling somebody to replace their social security numbers, nor is SATCOMM telling somebody to replace their social security number. Promoting the idea because that's where your securities are kept. Would never do that. We are the Securities Acquisition Trust Commission. We are trying to get control of your securities, not trying to let you be disparted from it, let you be separated from it. Promoting the idea that CPNs are legitimate. For example, one site advertises CPNs, claims that the numbers are fully transmerged with the, or tri-merged with the Social Security Administration. I have seen that. Okay, I have seen a site talking about how they are in line with the Social Security Administration, but that's not what they're meaning. Okay, they're not saying that they've registered the number with the Social Security number. No, what they're saying is that the Social Security number is the Social Security Administration is not associated with their number. Their number is completely separate than the Social Security Administration. Social Security Administration has not claimed any rights to that number. That's what they're saying, and they're saying they verified it. It's the exact same process that we use. That's what they're saying. But if you read this article saying that that site says, hey, the Social Security Administration gave us permission. They say that they recognize it and they approve it. That's not what they're saying at all. In reality, these companies are scam artists. They obtain Social Security numbers by dubious means, often from children, senior citizens, and prison inmates. Ladies and gentlemen, our numbers are not produced from any of those sources. As a matter of fact, our numbers have never been used by the Social Security Administration. Just that simple. So with that being the case, if you're paying attention, you'll spot plenty of warning signs for CPN sellers are involved in something shady. Look at the words they use, shady. That's interesting, and this is a business. While SSNs are issued for free, companies will charge money for a CPN, sometimes thousands of dollars, oftentimes thousands of dollars. That's why I clicked on this to let you see how much it normally costs. They may tell you to provide false information such as a different address. It is necessary to provide a different address. You cannot provide the same address for where your Social Security number is registered, because you can't have the Social Security number registered at the same address as the CPN. Two identities of the same person at the same location? No. You can do it later after you establish it, but not before. Okay. Phone number and email address. You don't have to change the phone number and email address because, see, we have a system where the algorithm will identify you. Okay, and then that will defeat the purpose of what you're trying to do. When you fill out the credit application using the CPN, often they'll pretend this is a way to protect your identity. And they're really directing you to create a false identity. No, a separate identity, because you can be whomever you want. If you don't believe me, take a look at the different actors. For instance, Jaja Gabor. Okay? For instance, LL Cool J. Or any other rapper out there who creates a second persona, goes by a different name. That's how this came public when Jaja Gabor got pulled over and then slapped the officer in the face. When she did that, the Supreme Court held that she could be whomever she wanted because they wanted her to reveal her real name on the record. And she refused. Of course, we found out later, but she refused. And when she refused, they took it all the way to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said that she had the right to be whomever she wanted to be, and if that's whom she wanted to be, and if that's what she wanted her name to be, because just about every actress out there was creating these names, these image names that they were creating, which wasn't their real name. Look, when you're eager to repair your credit, it's easy to ignore these red flags. By using a CPN, but using a CPN can lead to a much bigger problem than poor credit rating. No matter how the CPN is obtained, pay attention. No matter how the CPN is obtained. So they are documenting right there that there are other ways of obtaining a CPN than what they've mentioned here. Using it on a credit application or anywhere else may be, pay attention to the word, may be considered identity theft. Maybe. Why? Why maybe? Because if it's not someone else's number, no one can get you for identity theft. And if you have legally changed your name by using the UFIS method, because that is legal in the state of California, we just read it, then it is not a false identity. Remember, I have a passport and a international driver's permit with my name on it. See, lying on a credit report, well, I'm not lying because I've changed my name. That is me. That is the name I'm using. That is the name I go by. How am I lying? or loan application or misrepresenting your social security number is a federal crime. Wait, lying on a credit or loan application or misrepresenting your social security number is a federal crime? That's interesting. Look at that. They went ahead and just made this a felony, a federal crime. How are CPNs different than ITINs? Well, taxpayer identification numbers. So these are those wonderful little numbers for immigrants or people who have been allowed to be in the United States. Now, the Internal Revenue Service issues taxpayer identification numbers in administering taxes. Okay, SSNs and TINs, which is individual taxpayer number, are two types of taxpayer ID numbers. Well, we're not doing taxpayer ID numbers. A CPN is not a taxpayer ID number. It is completely separate. It is not a social security number. It is completely separate than a social security number. However, the people who are doing CPNs, some of them don't know what they're doing, so they just create numbers out of thin air, not even considering that they could have been used before. Social security numbers start with certain numbers. There are a total of 50, probably 61 prefixes to a social security number. So technically, you may just avoid using those prefixes. And you'll never have to worry about the Social Security Administration coming anywhere near. But we're not advocating that. We're not telling people to do that. Okay. Now, look, what about getting a new Social Security number? When poor credit is costing you money and opportunities, it's natural to wish that you could start all over again. However, getting a new Social Security number is not the answer. Uh-oh. The IRS can issue a new Social Security number only if a subsequent Social Security number assigned to a same family member is causing a problem. More than one person is assigned or is using the same Social Security number. How could that happen? How could the Social Security number issue the same Social Security number to two different people? It happens. A victim of identity theft having ongoing issues as a result of his or her original Social Security number, someone is being harassed or abused, or their life is in danger, witness protection, or you have religious or cultural objections to numbers and digits in your original Social Security number, like some people do not like the number 6. Some cultures, certain numbers like 0, okay, are frowned upon. So they will reissue a Social Security number. Says in extreme situations, getting a new Social Security number isn't easy. You'll have to prove there's a good reason for the change by providing all the documentation the Social Security Administration asks for, blah, blah, blah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not worried about Experian. I just wanted to let you guys know that if you have a CPN, what you want to do is it's already been established in your name. What we have had knowledge of is some people have gone and gotten a prepaid debit card, but they've got a prepaid debit card only after making sure that they've used that name and the address for acquiring certain things, building a history for that number. And then they will get a prepaid debit card. Once they get the prepaid debit card, then they'll notice that everything will start going there. You use that number, you use that name, that's what you'll be using permanently. Again, you can't be two persons at the same time. If you're two persons at the same time, you are committing fraud. And that is a felony. Okay? Just want all of you to understand. Now look, I gotta go because I have an issue that I have to go take care of. But I definitely just wanted to take the time to explain the CPN. Let you all know that there is nothing illegal about a CPN, that it does have value, that it can take care of quite a few things. Again, I am one who personally has used one, personally made the court aware that I was using one. They had this knowledge. To this day, they have not said a word. Why? Because it is not illegal. What's illegal is if I was perpetrating a fraud or a lie, or if I was misrepresenting information. I have never misrepresented the fact that that was my number. They asked, was it my Social Security number? No, here's my number. Just that simple. I don't ever say it's a Social Security number. Okay, I say this is my number. They ask for it, and I just give it to them. It's just the way it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, please have a very good day, and we'll get back with you. Ladies and gentlemen, this video was supposed to be set for the SATCOMM members. Hey, Lionel, you and Mrs. Ross, y'all hold on a second. This was supposed to be for the SATCOM individuals, the SAT Packers, Q Packers, because they received, well, the SAT Packers, the original ones received a CPN number. Um, we stopped that program because too many people just didn't know what a CPN number was and didn't know how to do the research. So this video, I decided to go ahead and do it on the Eon channel and place it on the Eon channel. And we've also placed the SAT Packer information on the Eon channel, but this is meant for the Eon channel and not for the SAT Packers and Q Packers. This is me speaking to people generally, letting you know that if you do the CPN right, if somebody, a company, or a group of people does the CPN rights, they are legal. There is nothing illegal about them. There is no law prohibiting people from doing it the correct way. That's why they made each one of those disclaimers, okay, where they said maybe, possibly, it could be, under these circumstances, under those circumstances. They were always qualifying and quantifying their statement. That's what happens because they need to scare people into submission. All right, thank you, everyone. Please. Um, some of you have been quite generous with your donations, and I do say thank you. I am 60% as to where I need to be, where I anticipate I need to be. So I thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have less than, what is it, 12 days? So it's been appreciative. Thank you very much. Have a good day, everyone. And if you want to help, the donation button is underneath the video. Goodbye.